powers of the mind and up-to-date hypnosis. Now, I know, when I say hypnosis, you think of the Las Vegas kind like this?
I'm going to hypnotize someone right now. Do you want to see me do that?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, sleep. In just a few moments, when you hear this piece of music, you're going to become the one and only, the legendary Elvis Presley. Horsey, that's it, you're John Wayne. You're off to catch Jesse James.
That's what we think. That's what you think, but there are very serious new uses for hypnosis that can change your life in important ways. And a group of GMA staff and I went out to learn more about those. What untapped power is there in our minds? Take a look at the Buddhist monks in Tibet, wrapping themselves in frozen bed sheets, but using a meditative practice called Tono Yoga, they generate enough body heat to produce steam through the sheets. Free divers can hold their breath for 8 minutes through a kind of yoga and intense mental focus. And are you ready for this? A hypnotized woman decides to have a cesarean with no drugs. She just sings the song her hypnotist suggested she sing. Afterwards, she says no pain at all. But is this something all of us could use in some way every day?
We hear all the time about the incredible ways in which monks and yogis are able to rewire their brains through intense practice. Maybe one important thing we should be doing more of is trying to discover the extraordinary in our own world, not just the yogis on the mountaintop.
So a group of staff from GMA and I set out to learn how self-hypnosis could help with everyday complaints and stress.
Hypnosis has been called believed-in imagination. It's a form of highly focused attention, so you control what you focus on and what effects it has on you and your body.
I have knee problems.
Somebody has some psoriasis or something?
I do, but the actual thing for me that's a problem is the chronic arthritis that's associated with it.
Well, my lower
Your
back
back
was starting to hurt, actually.
I think a lot of times we reach for a pill instead of using our own ability to regulate our response. For people who have trouble sleeping, for example, one thing to do is to become a traffic director for your own thoughts. We did a study of people undergoing invasive radiological procedure, and teaching them self-hypnosis, they used half the medication, they had half the pain, they had virtually no anxiety, and it took 17 minutes less time per procedure to do it.
It can help, Dr. Spiegel says, control stress that causes acid reflux. And what about less physical complaints? Michelle, who produced this piece, says she gets into trouble trying to make everyone else happy and ignoring her own needs.
Not being able to say no.
Not being able to say no. Okay.
When requested to do something.
Can you go to hypnosis to find a relationship, to find love?
Well, I think it can be a way to help you clarify your own desires and goals. Yeah, I think you can use it to kind of clear away the cobwebs or the shoulds and just focus in on what really matters to you.
And so we begin.
Imagine your body floating.
As we descend, Dr. Spiegel asks us first to remember something funny to relax our minds. And then he says, imagine there are two screens in our head. On the left side, a specific problem. On the right, that pleasurable place where we imagine a solution. He has already met us individually to establish how susceptible we are, more or less hypnotizable.
Are you aware of a relative difference in sensation in your left hand going up compared to your right?
Yes, the right arm is much heavier.
Much.
Our Michael Korn is in the good range.
How come it's back to normal now?
I don't know, maybe just shaking it out.
Well, that's the end of the test, and your score is 8 out of 10 points.
Really?
If Michelle is the best, Sarah is the worst, and I'm second worst and keep peaking.
You were observing Diane, I noticed.
I cheated. I thought everybody saw me. But for the hypnotized, something happens before hypnosis. Pain centers are bright. During hypnosis, they're almost inactive.
Close your eyes and relax all your muscles, starting with your feet, your calves, your thighs.
At Harvard Medical School, Dr. Herbert Benson is studying ordinary people who are learning ways to get control over their lives with a form of meditation.
Your performance and efficiency will improve when you do this. So what it's doing is maximizing your potential.
What happens to our little group?
I thought it was really great how it was just so easy to float from one screen to the next. So like if I didn't really want to focus on the problem anymore, all of a sudden it was a happy screen.
If I'm like stressed out, you just do think of you know, just like random funny moments like in my life.
And so, could you rate the pain on a 0 to 10 scale before and then after? Do you have a...
I would say like before it was like a 4, and now it's like 1.
Good. Okay. Well, that's good.
But it was just like the sensation of like comfort, you know, there.
I had a hard time picking like a problem to solve. There were like 7 or 8 scrolling around it.
So the trick is to really pick one and narrow your focus to that one problem, and you'll begin to see that there's something you can do.
Even the most skeptical said when we finished something strange happened, it was just a nicer day.
Now I feel a lot calmer.